Here's a little video I want to show you on this Honda 250 sport bike. The customer had built a Harley Sportster, turned it into a sport bike. I don't have any pictures of that with me, but it turned out pretty nice. We painted it black and did some custom work on it to make a seat mount. But this one, he wanted to build another bike, so he got a Honda 250 sport bike, and this had fairings on it. Of course, I think the wheels were white, I believe, or silver. He took the wheels off, had those powder coated. He also removed all the fairings, and he wants it to look kind of like you see it now. And what I'm doing is I'm removing all the little brackets that were on this thing in various places. I think there's one down here too, but that's where the fairings mounted, so I'm eliminating those. We're going to do some trimming on the tank, cut these ears off where the panels plugged in there, and then he removed the original handlebar setup and got these brackets so you could have the drop handlebars. I took the triple tree and I cut off, there was an ignition switch here, we removed it. He's going to relocate that. The headlight assembly, of course, was in a fairing, and he has a dual mount or dual post headlight, and I'm going to modify the original bracket so that the headlight will sit up here in front, but I'm going to have to cut it up to make it, do what we want. But the big thing right now is I'm cutting up the rear seat mount area. This is a fiberglass panel he had made. It does have a seat pad that goes here, but he had this made for this bike, and what I'm doing is I'm modifying the frame mount. So back here there's a bunch of brackets. In fact, all this stuff on the floor right here, variety of pieces and shapes. All this was up on top, and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't hold the seat right. So I cut all that off. I made a mount. I just used some angle iron, and I recessed it so that it sits up between the pipes here instead of low. And then, as you can see, I cut off the tube that was here. That was a complete tube, but I flushed it low so that it would plane out with the tank. And what I'm doing now is I'm building caps. So I've made a nice little metal cap for this side and welded it and ground it. So next step is I'm going to finish out this piece, excuse me, and then I'll work on a bridge up front here in this area so that when the seat is fully mounted, it's not resting on a tank, it's got its own little support, and it'll look kind of like the original frame structure. But in the back, again, it's got a little bit of a gap on each side where the seat won't ride on the frame rails. It'll actually sit on this bracket that I built. So just another one of the crazy things I'm working on, and might give you some ideas, might not.